Are you sitting on a mountain of cash in your checking account right now because it makes you feel safe? Or are you terrified that you don't have enough liquidity, and one major medical bill or a stock market crash is going to wipe out everything you've worked your entire life to build? Listen to me. The question isn't just how much money should I have in my bank account when I retire? The real question is, how do you protect your peace of mind without letting your hard-earned wealth rot away to inflation? There is a massive fear out there right now, and I see it every single day. People who are about to retire, or who are already in retirement, are terrified of two things. First, they are terrified of a stock market crash, a bear market that forces them to sell their mutual funds or stocks at a massive loss just to pay their monthly electric bill and buy groceries. Second, they are terrified of the unexpected. The roof leaks. The car transmission blows. Or Medicare doesn't cover a critical out-of-pocket medical cost. Because of that fear, so many of you are making a catastrophic mistake. You are taking hundreds of thousands of dollars and leaving it in a traditional, brick-and-mortar bank account earning practically 0% interest. You think you are being safe. You look at that balance and you feel a sense of security. But I am here to give you some tough love. You are not being safe. You are allowing inflation to quietly, aggressively steal your purchasing power. If your money isn't earning at least what the current cost of living is rising by, you are losing money every single second it sits there. So how do we solve this? How do we conquer the fear of market volatility, protect you from surprise expenses, and still make sure your money is working for you? We do it by dividing your bank cash into two very specific, non-negotiable buckets. The first bucket you need in your bank account is your emergency fund. When you were working, I always told you to have 8 to 12 months of living expenses saved up. But hear me now, when you are retired and living on a fixed income, an emergency fund is even more critical. Unplanned expenses for retirees, things like home repairs, car trouble, or helping out a family member, average thousands of dollars a year. You cannot afford to be blindsided. I want you to have a baseline of 8 to 12 months of your total essential living expenses sitting in liquid cash. But here is the twist. You do not leave that money in your everyday checking account or a standard savings account. You move it immediately into a high-yield savings account or a money market account. In today's economic environment, online banks are offering high interest rates. If your money is sitting in an account earning 0.01%, you are doing yourself a massive disservice. Wake up! Move that emergency fund to where it earns a solid return while remaining completely safe and accessible. Now let's talk about the second bucket, because this is where most people completely lose their way. This is my cash strategy for retirees, and it is designed to protect your retirement portfolio from market crashes. I want you to calculate your annual living expenses. Then, subtract your guaranteed income, that means your Social Security check, and any pension you are lucky enough to have. Whatever number is left over is your income gap. That is the amount of money you have to pull out of your 401k, your traditional IRA, or your Roth IRA every single year just to maintain your standard of living. To achieve true financial freedom and peace of mind, you need to have 2 to 3 years' worth of that income gap sitting in accessible, safe cash-like instruments. Why? Because when a bear market hits, and trust me, it will hit eventually, stocks can take years to recover. If all your money is tied up in investments, and the market drops by 20 or 30%, you will be forced to liquidate your stocks at the absolute worst time just to fund your daily life. That destroys your compound growth and can cause you to outlive your money. By having 2 to 3 years of your income gap parked safely outside of the stock market, you create a financial bridge. When the market goes down, you don't panic. You don't sell a single stock. You simply live off the cash buffer you set aside in your bank, giving your investment portfolio the time it needs to fully recover. Let's look at a quick example so you can see exactly how this works. Let's say your total household needs add up to $5,000 a month. That's $60,000 a year. Now, let's say you and your spouse receive a combined $3,000 a month from Social Security. That's $36,000 a year of guaranteed income. Your annual income gap is $60,000 minus $36,000, which leaves you with $24,000. That is the amount you need to supplement every year. According to my strategy, you want 2 to 3 years of that $24,000 gap held in cash. Let's say you go with 3 years to be completely safe. That means you need $72,000. Add in your separate 12-month emergency fund for absolute safety, and your total target for liquid bank cash is right around $80,000 to $90,000. If you have less than that, you are exposed to market risk and emergency risk. If you have $300,000 sitting in cash earning nothing while your income gap is small, you are playing it way too safe, and inflation is eating you alive. Your actionable takeaway today is to sit down with a piece of paper and write down your numbers. Define your exact monthly needs versus your wants. Look at your guaranteed income. Calculate your income gap. Stop letting fear dictate your financial moves. Check your bank accounts today. If you have lazy cash sitting around earning pennies, move it to a high-yield savings account or a short-term CD ladder. Protect yourself against the drop in the market, secure your emergency fund, and give yourself the ultimate gift you deserve in your golden years, the gift of flawless, unshakable peace of mind.